Save the date, save the date. February 15th, 2025. It's the R&B and Me Fest. That's right, the R&B and Me Fest, hosted by Troof Be Told. Join the unlimited R&B encounter and come say your hard side. I mean, we gonna be jamming hits like.
When I think about you, I think about giving myself to you. Cause you know I want you, babe.
Hug me tonight for old time's sake.
Mama on my hood, I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good.
It's the R&B and Me Fest, brought to you by Troof Be Told. That's February 15th. 2025 at the 13th Avenue Dream Center. Stay tuned for more details and RSVP information. That's the R&B and Me Fest, February 15th, 2025. Save the date.
Truth, really that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic. This truth be told, only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready, keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth be told, let's go.
Welcome to another edition of Troof Be Told. I'm your host, Real Deal. You got my boy, the God Barber, and also Desiree is in the building today. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. It's our YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that button. Make sure you guys don't miss anything moving forward. Hey, we got a real special guest tonight. Definitely looking forward to this interview. Something that, me and Green kind of always talk about the high. You know, we all Seminoles, even Desiree, she's sometimes fake Seminole nowadays, but she is a Seminole at heart. So,
actually, you have that wrong.
Okay.
I bleed orange and blue.
Okay.
My heart beat red and blue. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, shoot.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about bleeding red and blue.
Well, I'm not bleeding red and blue, so I said orange and blue.
Heartbeat.
She said her
Heartbeat. Mine.
You know your heart pump the blood.
Mine.
You know the heart pump the blood.
Mine.
Okay.
Because you've been red and black, and what's your colors now? Okay. Move on. Okay.
All right. So we got a special guest in the building tonight.
At Westside Funeral Home, we've been serving families with care and compassion for over 60 years. We take pride in creating beautiful, lasting tributes for your loved ones, including online memorials to share with family and friends. Our priority is honoring your loved ones while supporting you through life's most challenging moments. With a wide range of resources, we're here for you, not just today, but in weeks and months to come. Westside Funeral Home, where caring is a tradition.
Hey man, we got somebody, special time, Green.
Yeah.
When we talk about people that come from Southeast High School and what they're doing now, man, in life, it always, we could start off in one arena, and later on in life we may find ourselves at a totally different spot and in a different capacity. And I think tonight's guest really, really exudes that energy and shift in his journey throughout life. Started at Southeast High School, went on to play collegiate football. Also, he was a professional athlete. Actually won the Super Bowl at the New Orleans Saints. He also played Canadian League, also some arena ball, and now he's a business owner. And we're gonna definitely get into that because that's the point that we always want to get across when we talk about what our people and our guests are doing right now, especially starting from sports. Hey, I want to welcome the one and only Rod Harper to the show.
Big Rod, baby. Big Rod. Big Rod.
Hey, Rod, man, listen.
Hey, Red, that boy still like he played too, boy.
Man, it look like he can do a little
That boy
something.
still like he playing, boy.
Absolutely.
I mean, you still lifting?
I still live. Yeah.
All right, you power lifting?
I power lift. Yeah.
Wait, Rod, how old are you?
I'm 39.
And you power lifting?
Absolutely.
Like what you benching right now?
It's over 3. Yeah, it's over 3. Nothing too crazy.
But can I ask you,
Yeah.
how much you squatting right now?
I'm not I ain't squatting in a minute. Man.
Okay.
But I keep it strong though. I could probably do 450 at this point.
Can I ask you something?
450.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why?
You know what, man? You know, well, you got to stay in shape, man. I still love to sprint. You know what I mean? I don't get to do it as much as I want to do it because I work a lot. You know, I do a ton of work, but I got younger cousins, and I gotta keep it for them. You know what I mean? Because they waiting for me to they're waiting for me to fall off around 45, 50.
Yeah,
But I said, listen, I'm gonna stay in shape.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm never gonna take an L in a race.
Okay. All right.
Not from them. Not from them.
All right.
Rod's still competitive, boy.
Sometimes our body say one thing.
That's true.
Our mind say one thing, brother.
Yeah,
Our mind say, when you say, man, I ain't gonna take no L.
Yeah.
Listen, I tried one of my jit cousins.
Uh-oh.
Probably around your age at the time. You know what I'm saying? Took the L.
Did the L real?
Took the L, man. I couldn't beat him, man. So I wish you well, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, my younger cousins, they in high school right now. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, real, I tried my body one time too. I told myself when I turned, I'm 54.
Yeah.
But I told myself when I turned 50, I was gonna still try to dunk a 10 feet goal.
I think I remember that. You told me about that.
Man, I was working out hard. Real. And my body said, Green, don't do that. So I took it down to 9 feet.
Yeah.
I did do it real. It was real light.
Yeah.
Boy, when I came down,
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna do it no more.
Yeah. So
your body gonna talk to you now.
So Rod, pretty much what we're trying to tell you is, I appreciate the 300, the 400, 450, or whatever you're doing. But it's gonna catch up with you. So you just keep on going.
The key is to not stop. So if you never stop, you last longer. Okay. But it's when you stop for 5, 10, years. That's when it get real ugly.
When it get ugly.
Yeah. So
let's start right here. Hey Rod, you where you from, big dog? Where you from?
I'm born and raised Braden, Florida, man.
Right here,
Florida, Manatee Memorial Hospital. East side,
Okay.
East side kid.
Now, when you say east side, now what? Because east side got its section, the hood.
Yeah.
So what part of east side?
First house. Well, my family's from Mixon.
Okay.
My mom, So, but my first place that we lived in Page when I was a little kid.
Okay.
So by the time I was like 8 or 9, then we lived by 24th Street Ballpark, where the Dream Center is. But then by the time I was 10 or 11, we moved back to Mixon. So from then on, for the rest of my life until my family moved out of there maybe 10 years ago, that's where my family lived, Mixon. So I'm repping Mixon.
Okay. True indeed. What I'm saying? All these little pockets, right, of Bradenton, they be having. They known for certain athletes come out. Page, Mixon, Kingston,
Avondale, Oakley.
The people come up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So
the project.
I didn't know that about you coming from Mixon. So that just adds another name to the community of athletes that come out. So I want to go to high school real quick because truth be told, I graduated in '95. And you were playing high school ball in the early 2000s, all right? And, I tried to keep up with the sport at that time. I know I graduated college in '99. So when I got back, it was probably around the time that you were playing. I remember your quarterback, you told me, with Griggs. But I don't necessarily remember you, right? I heard your name, but I just don't necessarily remember you. And the interesting thing I want to bring to this point is, were you a person that was just high and recognized in the magnitude that people would just know Rod Harper?
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't say so. Say so. So coming up, I played with the Manatee Broncos. Maroon gold.
Okay.
For like the first 4 years, I played with Mike Jenkins, Lassen Millage. So we were right underneath AD. You know what I mean? So they were big names. But I wasn't known like that. I mean, I was definitely a baller. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. But we stopped really pushing football heavy and we moved to baseball. You see what I mean? So obviously, Lassen's Miller. So we ended up doing the whole Little League World Series. And so I was more known for that.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So we really took a shift for a few years in that direction. So, but then by the time I got back to Southeast, and I was still playing football and that type of thing. But freshman football, then sophomore year I was on varsity with AD. That was his senior year, Jaworski Polar, Fred Span. So we had 3 receivers go D1. So sit down, you know.
Yeah.
And even if I was ready to even compete with those guys, you know, like, I mean, they're ballers, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the best, you know, tandem you can have in front of you, and we watched that, you know. So then that following year, we had no quarterback because AD left, and then we had Griggs, who was a sophomore at that time, not a passer, right? Just an athlete. And we had James Shelley, and James Shelley was a D1 running back, so we just handed him the ball 30 times a game. So
40.
Yes, sir.
40. Right there,
yes, sir.
right there, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, and, you know, he was special because he balled out, I want to say, as a junior with AD and those guys. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously his senior year, he pretty much carried us, man. So I just had to wait my turn, you know?
And, you know, that's interesting because I think that's probably why, like, your quarterback play it wasn't like y'all had a throwing offense.
Yeah.
You had a guy in the bike field that was getting the ball 35, 40 times a game. No matter if the defense stacked the box or not, he was getting the ball. Were you still the same stature though? Because you're pretty what 6'6"?
I'm 6'1".
6'1", and were you? I mean, mass wise, did you kind of have a good mass?
No, I was good size. I mean, I was 6 foot 170 my junior year. And my senior year I was 180. So it was just really I was ready, you know. But it was just the timing of the offense, you know. Yeah. And earning your dues, you know, earning your dues, doing what's best for the team. Yeah. And that's just how things were, in my opinion, at Southeastern. Like, we didn't see a lot of people just balling out earlier on. Yeah. You know what I mean? AD played as a sophomore, but even with him, he wasn't throwing the ball around like that. It was a running offense. We had BT, Toad, Hiawatha, you know what I mean? So I remember all these guys. So he wasn't the star, even though we knew he was a baller because we remember him from Little League. But he had to wait until it was his time to shine. So his junior year, it stepped up. Now you have a few guys, more receivers, Jaworski, Fred Span, they can ball. So everybody had to wait until their time and what was best for the team. You know, so absolutely.
That's so crazy, man. You know that's why people, you know, in the barbershop, they always say, "Green boy, Southeast had all the talent." You know, and they'll look at Coach Meckley and say he didn't succeed because they feel like with the talent that came through Southeast, we should have had more than 2 state championships. You know, but I always say this: the state of Florida is a talented state itself. We ain't the only team to have talent. Man, you got talent in Miami and the Panhandle. But around here, they always say Southeast had a lot of talent. Like look at Rod. Went on to be probably one of the best receivers at Southeast, but he was unknown. I mean, if you played with him, you knew him. But political wise, his name don't come up.
You know, when you start throwing up the top wide receivers, your name may not come up. But I always say this, man. Even speaking with my son now, I tend to give him many examples because his name is not, flashing through the headlines like that. But I always give him examples. I mentioned you to him as well that, hey, man, just because you are here at this moment, it doesn't mean that you can't hit the mark later. Right? Because it's just too many examples while you got those really, really talented people that a lot of times don't necessarily pan out. But somebody that's going to work you to death, that's going to outwork you, and going to make it happen, those are the people you got to be scared of. Those are the people that you may not see right around the corner, but doing something in the next neighborhood. Like, those are people that you have to really, really, really be mindful of and be careful about, especially when it comes down to getting a roster spot. Let me ask you this. I know you went to Murray State. Were you heavily recruited coming out of high school?
I had one major D1 offer, and that was Rutgers. I went 2 visits. I went to West Virginia, Rutgers. So I had Rutgers, and then smaller Division I's, and then a lot of 1AA's. I just wanted to go to Florida State. So I was an all-state receiver going to my senior. That's it. That's the only year I balled. And so I wouldn't say heavily, but I'm decent. I'd have been like a 2 or 3 star, something along those lines. But I think like you talked about earlier, like staying the course and working and grinding and stuff like that. I knew I had to do that, but like at this level and what we get used to around here, we see a lot of dog athletes. So when I grew up, I saw Fabian Washington. Everybody knew about him. He blazing fast.
Yeah.
I was in Mike Jenkins. I was always in his age group. Phenomenal dog athlete.
Yeah.
So my skill set was more. I was very like motor skills, like skills, routes, catching passes, and good speed. But that stuff, it typically takes you to have something around you to put that together. You need a quarterback, you need an offense, and so on and so forth. Whereas other different types of other positions and skill sets, it's just like you're a dog athlete, you're gonna jump off film. Running back's gonna get the ball, different things like that. So that's what it is. Just really staying the course, and at the next level, that's when you're able to see, okay, this work ethic, these skill sets. Hey, I can create separation from defenders and all that type of stuff. That's when it really comes out. You know what I mean? So that's why I think I was able to, have success later on, even though it wasn't, huge at the beginning. Yeah. So
and that's so crazy for him to be even an all-state player.
Yeah.
At Southeast, and the old boy wasn't even no throwing quarterback.
You're right. You're right.
I'm saying, about how you got your yards, Rod? I mean, what?
Play action, play action, man. Post routes, go routes, So I probably get about 3 to 5 targets a game. But like I said, in the running offense, we had Mike J.
Yeah,
we had another guy, Mike Macias, but so we give probably Mike J maybe 10 to 15 carries a game, and maybe 20 sometimes. But he was a dog. Mike was crazy.
But the plays that did come to you, you made it happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And see, and that's the big thing too, real.
Yeah.
You got some of these kids be complaining, man, I don't get the ball, man. But when the ball comes,
when you get it,
do something with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a kid get the ball 3 times and do something all 3 times, and throw the ball to him 10 times. He do something 1 time.
Absolutely.
So he a perfect example of that.
Yeah. So when you got to Murray State, what was the biggest hurdle or adjustment that you had to make when you got there?
Let me think. Murray. Well, I would say before that was JuCo, because I didn't qualify to the NCAA clearinghouse coming out of college. Coming out of high school. Okay. So I would think even before that, I think junior college when I went off the Hutch, that was the defining moment. So I was there, roommates Nehemiah Ward.
Nehemiah.
Dog athlete. He's one of them that went under the radar, but he exploded, man. I really feel like Nemo should have spent more time in the league. He didn't get that knee injury. I know he would have, because he was a dog. But being there, man. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with the JuCo. Yeah. You got all these out-of-state guys. You only have a few roster spots, and you're in there dogging it out. So that was really the biggest moment, because it's like guys going home, guys quitting. And we know a lot of guys, even from Bradenton, that go off to these JuCo and they never come out.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Right. And it wasn't because they were talented. And I tell people, like, different places that I'm from, I'm not the best athlete that was here in Bradenton. I'm probably not the best. We know I'm not the best receiver. You got Peter Ward. I personally think Jaworski Pollard is the best receiver to come out. But he put together the best season at least.
Yeah.
But these guys sometimes go off and they don't make it out. Yeah. Some of the best athletes never make it to the NFL. So I think the biggest thing is learning that it's real focus. So all of that discipline and the character and stuff that I developed, at home, training. When I wasn't getting the ball, when I was a sophomore, when I was a junior, I'm 6 foot 170. I'm ready to play, but I only got 9 catches for 76 yards my junior year and 2 touchdowns. Well, what do? You keep grinding. You know what I mean? So if I hadn't gone through that, now when I went off to junior college, that was the biggest shift. Is like, okay, I gotta hold it down now. You know what I mean? I gotta get my grades. I gotta study. I gotta work hard, and I was blessed in the end, man. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you later became all conference at Murray.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yes, sir.
What conference was that?
We OVC, Ohio Valley.
That's right.
Yeah. Ohio Valley.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. And I guess, when you look at your career at Murray, and you're piecing this stuff together, and you're thinking about, okay, what's the next level as far as professional goals? And I think with everybody, for the majority of athletes, it's not many that don't aspire to get to the highest level. But I'm pretty sure that was something that you were definitely interested in. And how did that process go? You didn't get drafted, but you did get on with, I can't remember, not San Francisco.
I got on with Green Bay.
Green Bay, yes, Green Bay as a free agent. How was that process, and how did that happen?
In particular, you mean like just not being drafted or aspiring to be there?
Well, aspiring to get to the next level.
Yeah. Well, for me, man, it's kind of ties into what we're talking about. We all have dreams of playing in the NFL possibly, and I wanted to play Major League Baseball too, but really when I first went off to college, I wanted to play D1 and I wanted to be a lawyer. So I wasn't heavy thinking about NFL, you know what I'm saying? NFL or bust, you know.
Yep.
So that's what I really wanted to do. But then as time went on, I was like, oh dang. So once I got out to Murray State, I mean, it's immediately they're like, yep, like you can play, like And then that second year I was at Murray State, there's like, this is a really serious chance here. Like scouts are really taking a look at you, So, and then by the time it was I think it was going to 2007, so that was after my junior season. That's when I really start paying attention to the draft and stuff. Cause I never really watched NFL much growing up. I love college football.
Yep.
I was huge into that. You know what I mean? But when that happened, I was like, whoa. Then I started paying attention to the athletes in the NFL. That receivers like, wait a minute, I'm as athletic as him. I'm looking at the numbers. Yeah. I can run like that. I can jump like, hold on now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so yeah, man. So then by the time my senior year came, it's like, okay, we're really being looked at. This is very much so obviously a chance that this can happen, man. So yeah, it was just more. It kind of unfolded as time went on. You kind of start walking through door. As your gifts, open those doors for you. So that's kind of the mindset in it. It grew as I saw my gifts begin to like make that way for me. Okay.
Yeah. Who's your quarterback at Murray State? Anybody get drafted from that?
No. Not quarterback. Definitely not. No. We had a DN get drafted 2 years after I left. 4th round, Austin Lane. He spent like 6 years in the league. We had 2 receivers go right after me. They spent like 4 years in the league. But yeah, that's it. I think when it was me, I think I might have been the first person to go in a few years that actually made a team, But we didn't have a lot of guys come out of Murray State that were really like big time players. D1 is way. I'm sorry, D1 AA is way different than D1.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So the level of athletes, So, but yeah, man, it was a good transition, man. Though, so really, actually, when I did finally get to Green Bay, it kind of held me back a little bit because I hadn't played around that level of talent. So when I got to Green Bay, I was like, golly, what the heck? Yeah. I'm like looking around like these boys can play, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it kind of more took me back, the speed of it. I was like, oh crap. So it's a different, the higher you go in that level, the specifics, like for example, when you're in high school, you don't have to use a lot of technique because you just blow past people, you're that much faster. But now every level that you go up, the gaps get smaller and smaller. So now you got to be more crafty. You got to use all those skills, you know what I mean? So it took some time for me on that pro level, arena and stuff. So when I came back after, Green Bay, then I was ready. You see what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I think with everybody, it's going to be a shock to you, especially, coming, the journey that you took, right? Because I always tell everybody, man, everybody has a different journey, right? And the journey that you took, though, how would you say that journey helped you in the long run?
You know what? I don't think I would have made it without it because obviously I had to grind. We all have a certain amount of skill set. Like I go back to some of the guys that I grew up around. Obviously, Fabian, Mike J. These guys going to run 4.2, 4.3, period. Yeah. Point blank, period. Yeah. And I heard DRC, which I think is probably the greatest athlete to come from here. He going to run 4.2 regardless. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm going to go out. That's what he told me. He said, if I ain't out, you know what I mean? It's something wrong. That's what he said to me. Yeah. And we all have these different levels of gifting that we're given, and we have to pretty much work with what we have to maximize it. You know what I mean? So what I was given, obviously I was a good athlete. I can run and stuff like that. I was great ball skills, but I just had to develop my explosiveness. And then when I went to Green Bay, and I was there, and the speed was too fast. I remember going After that, I got cut. That next year, I want to play Arena 2 football. Arena football is a very fast game. So I'm up there making $150, $200 a game all summer, you know what I mean, in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And God was able to get me signed to New Orleans out of there. But had I not gone there and did that and played against the players I played against, because in Arena, you're playing against D1 guys.
Yeah.
And I remember one game I had 22 catches for like 200-something yards and 6 touchdowns. And I found out after the game, the dude that I was working, he played at Texas as a starter for 4 years. I said, what? Hold on now. Oh, shoot. Dang, I guess
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then after that,
Absolutely.
man, so then when I got to New Orleans, I was like, oh, yeah, I can play here.
Wow.
I can play here. Like, I belong. You know what I mean? And I was ready.
Yeah.
And so every time I lined up, I could compete.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too fast for me anymore. So the path that I took was what I needed to develop my confidence and be ready. So I was ready to kind of take off. You know what I mean?
It's good that you even stayed on that path, man, because some of them kids, especially at your age back then, they would have gave up. Get cut by Green Bay, man, I'm done, man. But you went to Arena.
Absolutely.
And even from Arena, man, it's a very slim chance for even an Arena football player to get a chance
To go back,
in the NFL, man.
Absolutely.
So it was a blessing
Yeah.
that he went through what he went through, man.
So talk to me a little bit about that, though. Like, what was the push? How did the Saints find you? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah. So, obviously I left Green Bay. So I was out of a team for about 8 or 9 months. So I got cut from Green Bay in, I think, June or July. So all the way until that following March, I had, no looks, nothing. And I was just training. I had a friend that I went to college with, and he was a strength and conditioning coordinator at IMG. He had just got the job.
Okay.
And he trained me for free.
Okay.
In their workout program for the combine for several months, man. So I stayed in shape. And what ended up happening is I had a teammate that I went to play college football with. He was a running back, and he was playing arena football for Arkansas Twisters. And he called me. No, they had a situation where they didn't have any good receivers, and he told the coach, "Hey, I got a receiver for you." And then he ended up hitting me up. So he ended up calling me, and I was thinking about it. I was praying about it, and the Holy Spirit said, "You need to go." I was like, man. So I ended up going. So when I got out there, I had no agent. So when you're not a highly recruited person, you call people. I remember calling, what's Drew Rosenhaus?
Yeah.
They hung up on me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we'll call you right back. You
Yeah.
You don't hear from them. So I couldn't even get an agent. So I ended up going there. And first day there, I was like, this is a disaster. I'm sitting here like, Lord, what the heck am I doing here? No teams are going to come. No scouts are going to come here. I said, this is done. It's done for me. So I'm freaking out. And I went home and I called my mom. I said, this is a joke. No NFL teams are going to come here. Like, I'm leaving. I said, I'm going to play in 2 games. I said, the first game, my $150, I'm going to pay that man his money back for flying me out here. And that second ticket, I'm paying to fly on back home. And my mom said, whoa, hold on now, Roderick. She said, you believe God told you to go there? I said, yeah. She said, you just stay there and watch God move. I said, all right, that was it. I was done. So then the first game I scored 3 touchdowns. The next game, like 4. Then 5. Then I got an agent. Then within like 3 or 4 games, like I'm balling. And the coach started coming to me saying, hey, the Bills are looking at you. The Jets are looking at you. The Texans are looking at you. And I've been here. So I played 8 games there. I'm hearing this for weeks. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then they finally called me one morning and said, Saints want to bring you in for a workout, my agent. I said, yeah, okay, whatever. And he called me back like 30 minutes ago. He said, they want to bring you in. I said, okay, when? He said, now. So then they flew me out, man. So that process is really God, really. God and my mom, being on her square. You see what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And faith, and me listening to that, and he really touched it. He anointed it. There's really no getting around it, because guys don't come out of the arena too like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's what I was young.
So, it just worked out, man. And even before that, the crazy thing, when I first got to that team, we had a couple guys that were vets. And we had this other dude before in front of me, he's like 6'4", 220. And they balling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, I can't play in front of these dudes. It's not that I can't play. It's not that they're better than me. But if you're there, you're good. You ain't messing up. Well,
Yeah.
And then the first game I was there, I actually sat out. I was watching. Homeboy in front of me pulled his quad. Pop! I said, oh, the Lord making a way, you know what I'm saying? So that's how, I end up sliding in, and then, and I was able to take off, man. So when you sit back and look at the whole thing,
that's crazy.
And when I got to New Orleans for that workout, just being there, and I'm the only one working out. They got the arena quarterback that's passing for me. All these executives are there watching just me and Sean Payton come out, and he ended up seeing me run like 6 routes. He said, "That's it, go get a shower." I was like, oh, crap, man, these man ain't gonna sign me, man. Dang. Because he didn't even see me run like a deep, like really show speed,
Yeah.
And then I went and had lunch or whatever, and Ryan Pace, the head director, Scott, and said, "Hey, Rob, we're gonna go ahead and do it." I said, "Go ahead and do what?" He said, "We're gonna go ahead and sign." I was like, oh, man. What? I was just like, I wanted to explode inside, man. But then when I look back on all of it, what I ended up saying is like, this was better than being drafted. Because that year before, I want to say we had like, it might have broke a record. We had like 10 or 12 guys coming into the draft that year from Manatee County, of all kind of positions, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mike Jenkins, Dominique. We had a kicker from Lakewood Ranch that was at Florida State, and guys getting signed and sort. You know what I mean? And everybody wants to be drafted, and those guys deserve it because proof's in the pudding. You know what I mean? And then I was like, man, Lord. And I look back, I said, Lord, this is better than being drafted because I got to see him show himself.
Yeah.
Me step out on faith. My mom be incorporated in it. And then you put the work with it. I said, Lord, this is a miracle, man. So
I love that, man.
He did it, you know what I mean? So,
crazy, man.
Absolutely.
Man, you know what?
I love that.
I never knew Rod journey.
Yeah.
I knew Little League World Series. That's when I first seen Little Rod Harper on TV. Him and Lance and Millie in the World Series. I knew Rod at Southeast. I heard Rod went to Murray State. Then I heard Rod was with the Saints.
Yeah.
But I never heard
the journey.
Right. And the journey is awesome, boy. Just listening to it.
It is, man.
And the journey of faith.
Absolutely.
Journey of faith, and his journey is the journey to me that the majority of kids will take. Because everybody ain't gonna hear their name called at the draft.
Right.
But everybody don't have faith either.
Right. True.
So just hear his story. I want these kids to hear his story.
Yeah.
Hey man, you ain't got to be a big time name. Just stick with the plan.
Yeah.
And have faith. And the most important part of this story, when he said his mom said, "Boy, look at him."
Right.
What God said.
If you say God said that, you gonna stand on that.
Yeah, you're gonna stand on that.
Some moms were like, "Well, come on back, baby.
Right.
Come on back home, baby." The mom said, "Whoa. You said God said that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let God work."
Let God work.
True story. Absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, man, and they play that role. I think one of the biggest things too is and I talked to Palmetto High football team a few months ago, and I told them the same thing. God is going to put people in your life that love you, that care about you, coach, parent, whatever it is, and they're going to give you timely words. But are you going to listen to it or not? And that's the biggest thing, because God is speaking to us. You see what I'm saying? And it's going to be life and destiny changing words, but you got to catch on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people miss it. You see what I mean? So if you're caught up in what you see, I didn't see New Orleans at all there. There's no way you could have, it's not like, a couple people got signed. Most guys as an arena, like, especially arena too, they ain't never smelt or sniffed any NFL at all. You know what I mean? Right. So, we have to be able to trust those around us that they do love us and step out and be willing. So, I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful God gave me the grace to be obedient, I'm thankful, like I said, she was on her square. Mom, come on home, baby.
Oh yeah,
come on, leave that JuCo. So I'm thankful.
Well, let me ask you this, Rod. You speak of your mom, but what about your dad?
Yeah, I didn't.
Your dad in your life?
I didn't grow up with my dad at all. So, my dad and my mom split probably when I was not even 3 months old. So, and obviously, I want to honor him, my words and how I speak, but he was off in the streets,
Okay.
Struggling with, things that bound him up out in the world. So, he wasn't there. And And that's a whole thing too. And another thing, even on that topic, and a lot of us in our community deal with that. No father and so on and so forth, man. But I think how we handle that too. My mom handled it by saying, hey, listen, I'm not going to put negative words on your dad.
Correct.
She didn't say that at that time, but she was always pushing us for reconciliation and forgiveness and love, because the Bible says this: honor your father and your mother so it'll go good with you in the land your Lord gives you, right? So you'll be blessed and you'll be prosperous. So that's whether they're good or bad. So if you're dishonoring them and speaking evil of them, you're going to be cursed. So if God gives you a command and say this, if you do this, you'll be blessed. If you do the opposite, if you don't do that, you're going to be cursed. You see what I mean? So I think even our attitude in that, in that rejection that we face will determine where God is going to take us in the future. You know, and this is a guy from here, big name, that I heard. I don't know him well, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I heard a guy named Brian Poole, and I met him. I guess he didn't grow up with his dad, but when he got back later on, and I guess they linked up, and I said, praise God that he was able to forgive him. You see what I mean? And reconcile. I think that extended his career. And he what, 6, 7, 8 years in the league. You see what I mean? So I think God is watching how we, you see what I mean, you know, go through that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I didn't grow up with him, and obviously that's hurtful and different things like that. But God always puts people in our lives that'll fill those gaps in. You see what I mean? But yeah.
Right here, you know, you mentioned God quite a few times. So that tells me you have a great foundation. I'm assuming your mom helped build that foundation and connect you with God, your higher power. How would you say, you know, just looking back at the journey as you described it, and eventually winning a Super Bowl, that I would say all the people that you mentioned, I don't know if any of them got a Super Bowl ring. Won't he do it?
Absolutely. You couldn't say it no better than that, though, Real.
That's
do
I
it.
mean,
Real.
if you really like,
If I wasn't hoarse, I might sing a song, but I'm too hoarse. I'm too hoarse.
that's crazy.
That is crazy, man.
Absolutely.
And still unknown.
That's crazy,
to
man.
the eyes of Southeast.
Yeah.
When you hear about athletes, Rod name don't come up.
Yeah.
But Rod, to me, listen to this story, got the best path.
Man.
You know?
It's so crazy. I've been wanting for a long time to have this opportunity because, like I said, I didn't know you growing up or whatever. I just heard your name. I kind of read a little bit about what was going on. I always kind of wondered, how did that happen? Like, so to have you here and just talking on this, man, and just hearing you, a very mature young man.
Yeah, man.
And I can tell, man, it's more than just football with you, man. You got a lot of substance about yourself, and that makes me happy, you know. Appreciate you know, just to see you and know that, man, listen, I hear the big names, but you're the type of person that people need to have as a role model.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
when it
sir.
comes down to how to get things accomplished, what it takes to get things accomplished, and just being able to give them a word that is going to hit home and hopefully resonate within that person to drive them to wherever they need to go. Like, I give you props, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying to tell you, man. It's so crazy, too, man. One day I was with my wife, and I seen you ride by your van. And I told my wife, I said, boy, that used to be a baller at Southeast. And so I was, we always try to figure out who gonna be our next guest. And my wife said, won't you get Rod Harper? Because she heard me talk about you.
Yeah.
And I brought the Real attention. It's a blessing because Real say, Green, I was just telling my son about Rod. So I say, Real, you know Rod? Real said, I don't know him. But he heard about your story.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Real, it was so crazy. So it's a blessing for you to even be here and just to hear your story, man. Just to hear your faith in God. And you know, a lot of people talk about God, but they don't be about God.
Yeah.
Some people talk about God because it sounds good in front of other people.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
In front of
You're
other
right.
people.
You're right.
But see, he talk about God because God showed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He showed him.
Yeah.
He seen what God can do.
In the midst of.
Yeah.
I missed though.
In the midst of.
Yeah. You know. So Rod, man, I'm telling you, man, we glad you here. We glad for you to come and share your story because a lot of these kids need to hear this.
Yeah.
Because a whole lot of kids ain't going to Division Ones.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and a lot of these kids, when they don't go to Division One, they dream just fall away like, God, they fail.
But it doesn't have to, though. And his story is prime example of that, you know. Just staying consistent and steadfast at what you believe. And then even going as far as if it's something God told you, you got to stand on that.
Amen.
What they say, Green? He may not come when you want him.
But he be right on time.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
He been around time.
Yeah.
And then what Real said, man, made me just open my eyes. I mean, Mike J, first rounder. Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, first rounder. Peter Ward, first rounder. Ace Sanders, fourth round. You know, B. Poole, free agent. And I'm missing it's a whole lot of people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think, Dominique went to the Super Bowl. He did go. Peter
I got
Ward
one for you.
went to the Super Bowl.
Watch this.
Uh-oh.
Sherrod Niesman.
Sherrod.
Yes, sir.
Sherrod.
Yes,
I talked
sir.
about Sherrod one time, man, you know.
Yes.
And that's so interesting because
Yes.
Sherrod and B. Poole played Little League together. And they both entered the NFL the same way, free agent.
Yes, sir.
End up with the Falcons. And had a long career.
Yes, sir. But you know, Sherrod won it with the Rams, though. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams.
You know what?
Yeah.
I forgot all
That's why I
about
said
that.
it. That's why I said it.
And then he went, but did he go back to the Falcons after that? Or no?
I'm
What
not
was
sure
that?
what he did after that. I know he spent about a good 7 in the league. I think the Rams
you-
might have been his last stop, though.
You know what?
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But
sir.
just
Awesome.
just to hear this though, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's big. That's big. It ain't how you start, baby.
Yes, sir.
It's how you finish, boy.
Yeah, and with him, man, I remember when he first came out because he came out as a receiver, and I remember when I first met him in 2011. He wasn't a big name, and I think he signed to go to Florida Atlantic. But
Yeah,
like I said,
yep.
he was a slow, and I think they switched him over later on. Quiet, hard worker, he probably could have been doctor, lawyer, just intelligent.
Yep.
Because I know the Niesmans, you know. I
Yep,
went to school with
yep.
Marquell, his older brother, and chipping away. It's not always that big, that big, name, at the very beginning, but you just stick to the course. You're disciplined. Obviously do your work, and then God does something for it in the
Yeah.
end, man. Absolutely.
Green,
sir.
Green talked about, him seeing you in that van. Let's talk about that van for a second. You know what I'm saying?
The van,
That
boy.
van, you know what I'm saying? Well, that van now is representative of what you do now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What exactly is that?
So I own an air conditioning company called Champions Airflow. So I'm a licensed air conditioning contractor. So, So really, man, I just wanted to have something superhero, something to kind of have my own brand, something I created myself from scratch. And so, yeah, man, that's what we do now.
Let me tell you something, boy. When that AC go off,
Yes, sir.
boy, you said it right. Boy, you need a superhero to
Yes,
show
sir,
up, boy.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you need a superhero to show up, and you need him to go fast like Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. In Florida.
Do he got a cape on?
Yeah, hey, you need him.
Well, yeah. The side of the van, boy, he flying.
But boy, that's what you need, boy. I'm telling you right now, boy.
So Rod, what made you go that route? What made you get into air conditioning?
Well, I actually did a little bit growing up with my uncle. So my uncle he's a licensed air conditioning contractor in the area. So he actually started me doing it when I was younger, and then as time went on, actually when I worked with him, I remember the first few times I worked with him, I was like, I think I was 16 or 17, and we went to a job, man. We were there for like 2 or 3 hours, like 2, 3, maybe not even 2 hours. And we made like $1,600. He made like $1,600. I said, "Oh, damn, hold on now." And this is like the early 2000s. I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's why you need to get into air conditioning." So I went home to my homies. I was like, "Yo, man, we need to go to school for this." You know?
Yeah.
So I always knew that it was gonna be something. Not that I necessarily do, but before I left college, I knew I wanted to do ministry and I wanted to work with young men. So I knew at some point I'm going to do like a trade school or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily want it to be. When I finished football, I never really wanted to work in football again because I think we're more than just athletes.
Right.
But I think I'm gonna hop back into it at some point in time.
Yeah.
You love people, want to help them out, and all that type of stuff. But I definitely want to make a hard line and say this ain't just it. You know. Yeah. And I was really kind of stern on that. And I know I wanted to work with young guys, but when I did finish playing football in 2015, I worked a few different jobs, teaching and stuff. And I'm like, man, this salary, I'm conservative. I want a stay-at-home wife and all that different type of stuff. I'm like, this ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm, you know what I mean? So, and then I started, hey man, I might just go back to what I know. And I started talking to my uncle about it, and he's like, yeah, man, go ahead and go to school. So I obviously had a little bit of feel, so I wanted to get the head knowledge type of deal. And, so that I ended up going down that branch, man. And so it's been a blessing, man. So it's really been a blessing, not just financially, but it's just something I really love. Even when I was teaching those kids, and this is what I say to every young man, I believe that this is the absolute road every young man should take. This is what it is. You go to school, your first 3 years, like, stop playing around in school, graduate in 3 years. Your fourth year, you can go do a trade. You can still play your senior year high school football, baseball, basketball, whatever it is. You get a trade, that's your senior year, and you can still go off to college. But now you have something that can put money into your pocket of skill if you take it serious. So in the future, now your options are open. Like, I got a younger cousin who's not even 18 yet, but he'll work with me. By the time he's 18, he has a skill set now. Hey, you come on for the summer, you can make $20,000, $30,000. What, you know what I'm saying? Why not? And not to mention, every young man should know how to do something, right?
Yeah.
So for air conditioning, for example, like, well, if you know air conditioning, then you automatically know electrical. So that automatically gives you two, you know? And so I used to tell those young guys that middle schoolers, hey, when you go to the plant, this is how you should handle it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I dived into that path. And I recommend that for everybody. You don't have to go do. Like I tell my cousin, he's a genius in the mind. I tell him, bro, you don't got to do air conditioning. I want to have an AC business. I'm like, nah, you don't got to do that. Go off to college, use your brain, become a doctor, be a lawyer. You always gonna be able to sweat, right? Sweat's gonna always be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, if you need to feed your family, hey, you know how to go out and get $500-$600.
There you go.
You know how to get a light bill paid if something come up quick. So that's why I encourage them to do.
That's awesome.
That's good, man. That's good.
That's really good. Even the path of, try to get all those credit stuff situated and go to get a trade. I currently work at STC now.
Okay.
In Sarasota. So when you talk about just those kids that are taking advantage of those opportunities of automotive, AC, electric, plumbing, like those things going to always, that's not going anywhere. And they make good money. So that's pretty awesome that you kind of preach the same language. But one thing that you did preach that I don't preach, when you said, I want my wife to stay home. I'm going to provide the whole thing for the goddamn family. Where'd that come from, me, dog? Talk to me about that, bro.
Okay,
I caught that.
Talk about it. I love it. I've been talking about it since I was a teenager. This is where it comes from. The Bible says that by law, the husband must provide his wife with food, water, and clothing. By law, you have that's what, as a woman, that's what you get from your husband. That's not debatable. The Bible says if a man does not provide for his household and his close relatives, he has denied the faith and has become worse than an unbeliever. So I take that as really, 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 really serious. So you got a child of the devil that take care of his wife and kids. He's better than the one in the church every week that won't take care of his wife. Now, everybody's going to have a little bit breakdown of how they feel if both work. That's not the negative. I got guys that are fit, whatever, You know what I'm saying? But like if I were going to mentor a young man and from the beginning when I plan my life, me personally, I'm not going to plan my life to make her work. I'm not going to do that. Like think about that. Like, I'm not going to go and say, I'm going to build up this 6-figure income somehow. Like I'm 17, I'm going to go out to college, I'm going to build this up, and I'm going to plan to split it with my wife. That's not what the men of the Bible, biblically did. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where, that's where you're in, and y'all are trying to survive, because some people don't come to marriage already in the faith, so you have things that are already been established. Y'all trying to survive, but if I'm talking about a young guy, you want to, for example, if I got a young daughter, right? I don't plan for my daughter to have kids before she's married, or to have sex before she's married, or even my son. I don't plan for you to have that. But if you find yourself in that position, well, do what you can in that situation. To make it. But you don't plan for the worst at the beginning.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's it, man. So I think it's going to end up happening, and to where I'm able to make that household and stuff, good for my family. But that's where I get it from. And I know it's a hot topic right now.
Real talk there, boy. Real talk there.
I said, boy, let me put this right here, boy. I got something for you after this.
Hey, but you know though, it's a lot of people read the Bible, but don't live by the Bible now. Because when people see this episode right here, they gonna say, "Yeah, I see what he's saying." My wife about to get up behind up and work. You know what I'm saying? But it's
go ahead.
It's good to hear his faith though, man. Because it seems like Rod trying to be a preacher. I don't know what's going on. Rod might be a preacher. Rod, you a preacher? Come on now.
Preach anytime you need it.
You see that?
Yes, sir.
I got a sermon ready.
I can hear it.
You can.
I can hear it though. I can hear it, man. And I'm not saying he's perfect, but I can see he's on the path. Yeah, he's on the path, and it's a good path.
Yeah, it's a great path,
man.
Yeah. So, one more question before we go to the next segment. One more question about that. So, what if she is one of the women that like, nah, I'm gonna work now. I'm gonna work, right? Because some parents teach their daughters, don't just depend on him. You go out and get your own, because there could be that day. You know what I'm saying? So what do you say if you run across a woman like that? Is that just non-negotiable? You out of here, or would you work with her?
Well, first you got to address that her parents taught her that out of fear.
Okay.
So fear and faith can't work.
Well, you boy got words.
You know what I'm saying? You basically have made a whole segment and race of women that have been raised out of fear and pride and hurts, where men have let them down. So for that, this is the thing. You got to go back to the beginning. Well, what's the purpose of a woman? Well, the Bible says that the woman was created for the man. The Bible said in the beginning, Adam named Eve. He says, well, what does Eve mean? Eve means the mother of all living, right? And so that's her primary purpose is to be the mother. And she was created to be a helper to Adam. So her number one purpose is Adam. Number two is her children. Number three is her church and her community. So we see in the Bible, even women that do, like the Proverbs 31 woman, y'all can look that up. That's the premier woman in all the Bible. She still has a hustle, even though her husband, her children, her home are number one priority, right? She still gets up and sews and makes things, goes out to the city, sells them, makes money, and comes and takes it and buys property with it. You see what I mean? So she's an all-around woman, but her priority is the house. But for me, if the woman's purpose is her husband and her children, I personally can't see how a woman can be the best at that and be at a job 8 to 12 hours a day. I don't think it's possible. Like if she takes herself, her own self, and if I say I'm going to be the best wife and mother I can be, the absolute best, okay, there's no way she can be the best at that if you versus herself, if she's out of the home for 10 hours a day. It's not possible because time just doesn't allow it, you know what I mean? But to kind of answer your question, if I got a wife and she says those things, I would say you can work until you have kids. That's what I would have to say. Okay. Because at that point in time, I don't believe in daycares and all that type of stuff, because that's the whole point of being a man. Like, God gave me strength and blessed me to bear that burden to where you don't have to. So if you have fear still and you're operating in that and you don't have faith in me, then you shouldn't be married to me. You don't believe in me. You don't believe in marriage. You don't believe in the structure. So what are we even doing here? You know, so
boy, guys,
so,
hey,
yeah.
boy, let me tell you
Boy,
something, Rod.
yeah.
Hey,
Let me tell you
boy.
something, boy. I may have to edit.
Deep right there, boy.
Listen, I'm gonna play this whole episode. I mean, it may be a 5 to 10 minute part that's maybe missing. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like mine see this. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
No, man, that's some good stuff though. That's really good.
Hey,
That's really good.
But he telling the truth too,
Yeah,
man.
that's really good.
The majority of us live off of fear. We was raised up off of fear. I was just telling my
Especially in our community.
man, I was just telling my son
Our community.
yesterday. I was telling him yesterday. We went to Walmart. He was talking about, dang, damn man, I don't wanna buy this. I don't wanna buy that. But he got the money to buy it. But the fear that, man, I might go broke if I buy all this. Now realizing, boy, you're going to work tomorrow. You know, and a lot of us was raised off fear. You know, and that's why we save money instead of spending money.
Yeah.
Because we scared to spend money. Because we was taught to save for another day.
Yeah.
But that was off of fear though.
Absolutely.
You know, off of fear. And a lot of stuff we do, it's off fear, really.
You know what? Well, fear is a perverted faith, right? So it's faith in the bad thing happening. So, and I get where ladies are coming from, but think about it. What is their faith or their belief? History shown them. Man's not going to do right by me. So over time, it produces a faith that they're going to do me bad.
Yeah.
So this is the belief system I have, and this is what I'm going to operate out of. You know, so I think, you know, you just kind of either you can work with her and kind of show, hey, maybe I'm different, or you can, you know, so, but yeah, maybe change her mind. Don't get me wrong, men have given them every reason to feel all the ways that they feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That talking, all men have did it. We did it. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to kind of work with them and understand, okay, I see why you feel that way, you know, so. Yeah, but sometimes it's hard to tear that down and get through. Well, sometimes they miss out on good men.
Hey, boy, listen, we go out there. This is a whole nother topic.
Because stuff like that it do make it hard for the men who is trying to do right.
Yeah.
Because of what other men did, you know, throughout history.
All right,
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man.
Well, you can't cut this segment out real
No, I'm gonna keep it on. But what we're not gonna go into now is the reverse. Now you talk to the woman. I don't need to talk to the men because now we may be bucking over here. Like, I got to do all this and shit. Hey, let's go to the next segment.
Man, boy.
Let's go to the next segment.
Oh my God, boy.
Rod, this segment of the show is our Truth and Shares, our version of Truth and Dare. The three of us will ask you a question, and we just ask that you answer it truthfully.
Okay.
All right. Who want to start it off?
I guess I'll go. Since I'm the oldest. Look, you got the bitch one, you got the cut one, and you got the star one. Randy Moss, T.O., Tyreek Hill. You got a bitch one, cut one, and star one.
I'm going to cut T.O.
You cut T.O.
And I'm going to bench Tyreek. And I got to start
Randy.
I got to start Randy.
Okay.
Now, why start Randy? Why start Randy?
I think he has Tyreek Hill is obviously a major deep threat, phenomenal Hall of Famer, and he'll probably go down as a top 5 to 8 receiver all time.
Yeah.
But I just think his range is a little bit bigger, meaning where Tyreek is probably not as effective in the red zone.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no place on the field Randy stops being effective.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He's phenomenal, man. Yeah, phenomenal.
All right. That's what's up. That's
Yes,
a good
yes,
answer.
sir.
That's a good response, man. All right. Me next.
If we're going by age, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm next, big dog. All right. I'm taking back to Southeast real quick.
Okay.
All right. Southeast. Give me. Give me your top 3. I want to go just 3. Give me your top 3 all-time wide receivers to come through Southeast High School.
Top 3 wide receivers all time. Now I can really go back only to 92, 93.
Let's go.
That's
whatever.
when I really.
Because it's your opinion.
Yeah. Top 3 receivers all time.
Wait, can I say something before you say that? Because honestly, that's probably going to be the range of receivers all time anyway. 2 down, don't worry about all those guys. Okay,
right.
Go ahead, my bad.
Now let me ask you: is this their high school career?
High school.
Okay. High school.
That you seen.
High school. Man.
3. Number 3.
Yep, that you seen.
Who your 3? Wait, who's at the number 3 spot? Because we going to rank them.
Oh, Lord, Real trying to start something.
Yeah, you're right. We going to rank them, Rod.
Man, that's tough. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Rod Harper, number 3.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. And I'm going to go Bosley Allen 2.
Okay.
Jaworski Pollard 1.
All right. All right.
That's
a good list right there.
Okay, I like that.
I do that. This is why. I'm not better than Peter Ward. It's not even a debate. It's not even a debate. We're talking about yards. I have more yards than Pete, though.
There you go.
Well, here's the thing. I got you. I see what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But I'm trying to think, man. Some guys that I wish I would have saw more of. I heard a lot about them. Travis Garvin.
Yeah.
But I've seen film on Bosley.
Yeah.
And the routes, the speed.
Yeah.
Just it was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's a few other, like again, like a Fred Spann, way better athlete than me. I think I was more of a complete receiver than Fred was. That's where I would go.
All right. I like that list. I like that.
Let's go. Let's go there now.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go there, baby.
I'm going life. Look, no. What is something about you that people would be surprised to know?
Oh man, surprised to know. Here's one. I hate to even say it.
Don't hear one.
I hate to even say it. Sometimes I listen to 4-1 Boys bounce.
Okay.
What now?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What now?
Maybe like a couple times.
Bigger than,
Maybe every
bigger
few
than.
Okay. The 4-1 boy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My boy Mays, boy.
Every few years.
Boy. Yes, sir, baby.
Yeah.
That boy watch the show a lot. He gonna like that.
Oh, boy.
He gonna like that.
That's bad. He's like, the preacher man listen to 4-1. Oh, my God.
Dude. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Lord, boy.
Why that song? Why that song, Rod?
You said, that was when 2001. That's when 80 of them were balling out.
Yeah.
Like insane. Like the best offense the state of Florida's ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, it's just insane. And that was the popular song. Bounce with it, shake with it, fake with it. It's a good beat, you know what I'm saying? It's a class. It goes back to my before Christ, days, and it's just like
BC.
And
Oh, Lord.
It's just a local hit.
Yeah. I love it.
So, can't beat it.
Boy, I got everybody choke up over here, boy.
Hey, we talking BC, not AD. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir,
BC.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
said them 4-1 boys, baby.
Man, listen, Rod, it's been a pleasure.
Yes,
my
sir,
boy.
Rod.
I mean, you didn't
Yes,
let me
sir, boy.
down. I know I gave you a little something before the show, but you didn't let me down, bro.
Yeah,
I
man.
I must say that. I am so happy that you came on and told us about your journey, man. I am so happy because now this is one episode I'm going to make my son sit down and watch.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to definitely have to sit down and watch this because it's relatable. You know, it's relatable to what he's going through. And if it's relatable with mine, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other kids that are going through the same process right now as they're trying to gear up to get to the next level. So I appreciate you for coming through, man. Hey, we got shout out screen. Let me start with Desiree, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Desiree, you got a shout out? No.
I'm just playing.
Oh.
Y'all know I'm shouting out the kid. Christian J has finished his first semester at Edward Waters.
There we go.
Big ups.
Yes, sir.
Get back in there, January, to finish up his freshman year. My family, my church family, Shining Light, Church of God in Christ. Big love there, and you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
T Green, what's up, bro?
Man, since I got my boy Rod here, I'm going to give a shout out to all the athletes that played at Southeast Hall of Fame, man. Wait, well, this ain't this ain't about Southeast Hall of Fame. I just want to give a shout out to all the athletes that came through Southeast. Mm-hmm. And this is a big show, man, that we just did with Rod, man, because Rod is one of the greatest athletes that came through Southeast, but unknown. Mm-hmm. Unknown. So shout out to all the Southeast athletes, man. T Green got y'all, baby.
Rod, you got a shout? I'm sorry, Green, you good?
I'm good.
Okay, Rod, you got a shout out?
Man, I got a couple, man. I want to shout out from athlete perspective, man, really everybody, man. I want to thank Peter Orr, all the guys that came before me that balled out. Like, they made it possible for us. And even the guys that came around when I was, that made it to the league, thank y'all, man. I really looked up to a lot of y'all guys, and I thank you for you guys for what you did. And on another note, I want to shout out a couple guys I guarantee nobody knows. 2 guys. I went to high school with both of them, but one guy missed by a year, but he played football. Watch this. Ludinir Sebastiani, number one, and DJ Anud. They both became black medical doctors. And I believe they're both born in Haiti. And they were raised here, medical doctors. And matter of fact, I ran into DJ maybe like a month ago, and I said, listen, man, I want to thank you. I thank you for what you did. They don't know what they did. Okay. But they open up a whole realm of possibility mentally. Because even Jesus says the son can only do what he sees the father doing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
You can only do what you have seen. I saw Peter Orr, I saw Jaworski Poe, I saw them, all these athletic things. But these guys came on another level, and now they're opening up another realm where, man, I can be a black medical doctor from freaking East Bradenton. Mm-hmm. Right. So I shout them out big time.
That DJ, what he played, linebacker at Southeast?
He played, I think he played line number 44.
Yeah, 44.
Little DJ,
Little DJ, I just cut it out.
Yeah.
Swole.
And guess what? Medical doctor.
He a medical doctor?
MD. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
DJ, man.
Yes.
Big ups, man.
Yes.
I remember little DJ,
Yes,
little
sir.
swole,
Yep.
little linebacker.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's
Doctor,
big, man.
So I'm so proud of him, and I thank them for that, man. That's big.
That's awesome,
man. I tell you, man. It's a good show. Real good show tonight, man. And, hey, I got to say this.
You did your shout out?
February 15th, 2025, the R&B and Me Fest at the 13th Ave Dream Center. Like I say, it's called 13th Ave, but it's on 9th Avenue East, Martin Luther King. Y'all come out, have fun, listen to some good music, man. And I'm going to tell you, it's nothing like good music, man, because that brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know? And I know a lot of times in our community, funerals, weddings are the only thing that bring us together.
Right.
Music also bring us together too, y'all. So y'all come out, enjoy music, man. Gonna be some good music. And hang out, man. Rod, you gotta come hang out with us. R&B music, Rod. Hey, Rod. The preacher man can come now. He gonna be some...
yeah,
yeah.
Man.
Hey, the OJ's got a song, Stairway to Heaven.
Amen.
Yeah. OJ's, baby. So yeah, y'all come on out, man. Enjoy yourself, man. We gonna hang out. We're gonna have a good time, man. Yeah.
Close it out, Green. Take us on, baby.
Man, look, man. This is Troof Be Told podcast.